Making things up. All right, 3 p.m. Assalamualaikum. Very good afternoon, everyone. Here we are in our class again. Hopefully, you had a good break last week. For those who are celebrating, I wish you Selamat Hari Raya. In Malaysia, we wish everyone Selamat Hari Raya. For those who are international students, perhaps you can learn that phrase by now. We don't wish Eid Mubarak here. Well, you can, but the locals normally say Selamat Hari Raya to everyone. Right? So yeah, so last week was the Eid. The Eid is actually only on Wednesday. Yeah, but in Malaysia, the public holiday officially is 2 days. We have 2 days public holiday for Chinese New Year also. We have 1 day for Diwali for the Indian community. We have 1 day for Christmas. In fact, we have lots of other public holidays based on our cultural celebration. So last week is one of the biggest one in the country because Malay and Muslims are the majority of this country. So if you stayed in KL last week, you'll notice that it's kind of uh, a bit lonely. Not just not busy, but even less than busy, even less than not busy. So yeah, I normally what people do is that they go back to their hometowns and celebrate with their family because the majority of people in KL actually is not with their family. My parents, for example, is in Johor, so I went back to Johor. Although I went back on the second day because I want to avoid traffic jam. Yeah. So anyhow, so I hope you guys had a good break. Let's come back to our class this week. Wherever you are, I hope you are ready for the class. But this week is a bit of just an introduction. Okay, coming back to our tempo or our rhythm for this class. I want to go to the second part of the subject, which is about the videography. The first part, finish with your assignment, is about photography. Uh, I hope by now you can appreciate that just by using your phone, you can capture actually better pictures just with using some simple techniques, which by now I can see that in your task and your assignment that a lot of you have mastered the basic one, which is the leading line, rule of third, pattern, symmetry, things like that. So I hope you can use the same technique and skill to make your photo better now. All right. And to tell a story, that's most important is for you to be able to use your photography skills, not just to take normal photos, but photos that tell a story. Okay, right. So now coming to the second part of our course, which is in documenting the information that you want to get, which is the videography. Why I put videography in the second part, not in the first part, is because there are certain things that you can use from the photography in videography. Things like your composition, you will use it again in videography. So don't forget that. Things like the rule of thirds, leading lines, uh, the pattern and symmetry, that will make your video much better because the viewer will feel that their view is full of story and they are they are meant to be engaging with the story. All right. And also not most importantly, the second most important thing is about the story. Okay. Never ever forget about the story. And when it comes to story, always remember that it comes in three. The basic one comes in three. You must make it in three parts. Okay, you must make it in three parts. Otherwise, it's not a story. Otherwise, it's just a report. Otherwise, it's just a passage or something. To make it a story, you have to structure it. And there are a few structures that I shared with you. And the most basic one is the three-part one. Make sure there's a setup, make sure there's a conflict, and make sure there's a resolution. Whatever you call the part, doesn't matter. This is just my reference to the three-act structure. You can call it whatever it is, but make sure at least your story has three parts. Okay. Right. So let's go to at my deck of slides that I've prepared. Simple one. Uh, uh, Here. Right. Okay, tutorial yang kan tak nampak pula. Right. So videography. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid or scared of the term. I know we are here not to become a filmmaker. Yeah, when we talk about videography, filmmaking, and when you look up the internet for information, you will see that a lot of content is about people who want to go to the film industry. They talk about technical stuff. They talk about this kind of things like big cameras, which camera to use, which ones are the best to get the cinematic shot, for outdoor, for indoor. I'm here to guide you that forget all those things. We are not here to become a filmmaker. What we are here for is to learn the basic not structure, but the basic workflow. Workflow to create a meaningful video. Okay. Of course, you can just open up your phone and turn on the video, your camera, and select the video, and you can start recording a video. Yes, but to create a meaningful video, there's a few steps. And that steps is what I call the before, the during, and the after. All right. So what we're going through today will be the before part. Okay, the before part. We'll go through the during, which is not that much actually. The during is the capturing the video, which actually uses a lot of the techniques in the photography, right? And the after is the editing. What to put in, what to put to take out, and how to share your video, right? So today we're going through the before part. And the before part, sorry, what this slide means is that the before part is the storyboard. The during part is the camera movement. I will share with you a bit about the camera movement. It's not that many. There's only three camera movement actually that you need to remember and to use. And finally, the editing. Last semester, I didn't have the chance to go through the editing part properly. I leave it to you to use whatever app you have. But I think this semester I will try to go through with you one software that I use. It's not the best, but it's the simplest. It's not the best, but it's the simplest for you to learn about the UI. Okay, because video editing software normally looks alike. They all looks the same. There are certain parts where you put the file, the timeline at the bottom, and the list of editing on the right hand side. What do you call that? The timeline. You can stack the timelines at the bottom. All those are looks the same. I will share with you a software or an open source software that is quite easy to use. You can start from there. It's a laptop based, so it's not a phone based. For the phone one, I think some of you might have on your phone already. You can use VN, CapCut. What else? What else do I have? I have CapCut. I used to have VN. Uh, InShot. You can use InShot as well. And of course, you can use Canva. Canva is the all-rounder editing software. But I will go through with you one open source software, but you need to use a laptop for that. They don't have a phone version. So it's not the fasting month anymore. So you'll see me doing it from time to time. Okay. Right. So again, to summarize, we are coming to the second part of the course, and this second part of the course contains the videography part, and the videography part will be divided into three separate parts, which is the before, the during, and the after. Which basically means we're talking a bit about the storyboard, a bit about the camera movement, and finally a bit about editing. Okay, I'm only going to talk to you in these three parts because if you want to talk about filmmaking, of course, there are so many other management theories and technicals that you have to know because, as you can imagine, making a film is not just about you. you have a team, you have producer, actors, script writers, screenwriters, props, makeups, everything, location, production manager, and so on. So it's a big uh, organization. But for this course, you are only working on your own or in your group of 3 or 4 students. So it's not such a big organization. So that's why each and every one of you have to have at least these three skills, to do a storyboard, to understand what camera movement, and also to do some editing. Every one of us needs to do some editing of video sooner or later. Okay, you might as well have the skills now. All right. So videography. Sorry, the storyboard. So today is just about storyboard. Okay. Sorry, this note is the old one. Sometimes I forgot what I wrote. Storyboard. So what is a storyboard? Some of you might not have heard the term. Today could be your first day. Some of you might have heard the term. So storyboard basically means what it means. The word story in a board. Because in the old times, what they do is that on a real board, uh, cardboard board, I think, they will draw a visual representation of what will happen in the video. All right. Because if you can imagine, when you create a video, it's not just the videographer who will be there. There will be the director, the producer, the actor, the props, the makeup department, and whatever. They need to understand what's going to happen. Okay, if it's about a movie, it's not enough to have the script because in a script it's just words for the actors to say. Where will the actor be acting? Is it in a room? Is it outside? Is it indoor? Is it somewhere? So all those things needs to be represented so that the videographers, the sound engineer, and everyone understand what needs to be done next. All right. So storyboard is very, very important so that everyone is on the same page, basically. Of course, you might ask that, sir, this production is only me. I'm the one who shot the video. I'm the one who create the script. I'm the one who edit it. So do I need a storyboard? Right. The answer is yes and no. Okay. No, if you are someone who can remember everything from beginning to end. Sometimes when you have an idea, it's a perfect idea from start to finish, very good storyline, very good setup and everything, and you can remember, and that's fine. You don't have to create storyboard. But if you're like me, like the most of us, our ideas sometimes come and go. Sometimes we polish the idea. Sometimes we want to change this. Sometimes we want to change that. So if you don't have a storyboard, you might go haywire. Your head might go somewhere else. So your storyboard will help and guide you to stick to your story. Even if you want to change a bit here and there, you still have your original storyboard, original guide for you to be reminded of what to do next. All right. And that's why I keep telling people storyboard is a very, very important thing to do. Now, you might ask, okay, before I go to the next part, this is an example of a storyboard. Look at the drawing. It's not a beautiful drawing. It's just a house, something that you can sketch on your own. eh? Something simple. This is, you don't have to be able to draw properly. As long as it can become a guide for you to understand what's going on. Okay. And you insert also the movement of the camera so that you know what to do in this shot. Close up shot, medium shot, eh? Dolly, pan, tilt, and so on. So the red font are all the camera movement, and the rest are the script or the description of the scene. Each one of these are called scene, SCENE, a scene. And the number of the boxes are flexible. the main important one is that you, as the director or producer, understand the whole story, because the storyboard needs to tell everything, and it depends up to you to use how many boxes. Okay, in this particular example, they use 9 boxes to tell the story. All right. So with visualization, storyboard will help you to plan and how shots will be framed and how story unfold. Okay, I've told you about how the story goes so that you remember, but this is much more important actually. Helps you to plan. Okay, you might say that, look, sir, I record my own video, sir. I don't have a team to do this. I just do it on my own. I can shoot it one by one and so on. All right. If your story is chronological, meaning that it goes from one point and then what happens next and then next and next and next, then that's fine. But sometimes stories is about you can put in flashbacks, you can put in a different angle, your next assignment is about a day in your life. Okay, let's say you want to shot no you want to shoot yourself going to the club. Some shot is about you at the college, for example, from the top. Some shot will be from your room, inside your room, of you going out, for example. Eh? Maybe there's another shot of you from the lecture hall, for example. Right. So all these shots, you might think that it's easier to shoot one by one after another. But sometimes it's better to shoot out of sequence, you see. Maybe the shot for the lecture hall, for example, you can only do it on the weekends. Yeah. But the shot of you going to the classroom, for example, only on weekdays because you want to show people going around and so on. Yeah. So with using a storyboard, you can actually plan when to do your shots. Yeah. So you know that, oh, this scene I shoot today. And this one, certain scenes, okay, this one on the weekend, this one on the weekend, this one tomorrow, something like that. So the ones that for today, you can do all that today, even though it's not in sequence, right? You get what I mean? So that's why storyboard is very important. So that not just you know the story, how it goes, eh? From here to here to here, but also that you can plan your shots. Obviously, the shots about the two guys need to be done on the same day. Even if it's on his own, he needs to shot on the same day because he needs to wear the same shirt. Kan? So these shots can all be done in the same day. But this shot can be done on another day. You don't have to shoot this on the first day just because it appears on the first box, you see. Because perhaps today, like today, it's quite cloudy. So this shot might not be that nice. Yeah. So you cannot do it today. But you still can do the other. Yeah, right? So you do the others first. And later, when the weather is nice, only then you shoot this scene. And that's the importance of storyboard. Okay, not just about story, but also about how you plan the shots. Okay. All right, communication. Like I said, your second video is an individual assignment, so we're doing on your own. So of course, communication is not that much important, but more with the as a person, as the director, you remember what your original idea and where you can make changes. Okay. But when you work in a group later on for your final assignment, storyboard is very, very important so that you can plan together with your friend when to shoot certain shots, when to shoot the B-roll and the A-roll. And finally, when you doing the editing, you need to organize within yourself who's doing what, so that the final product is something that is synchronized and all of you are happy with. All right. So that's why storyboard is very, very important, if you ask me. So this is another example of storyboard. The drawing is much nicer, but as you can see, they only use 6 boxes, right? 6 boxes. Shots, established shot, medium shots. There's some. This storyboard uses this big arrow to show the movement of the camera. You can use different kinds of style. Even though you cannot draw as good as this, you can always do stick figures like this. If you're like me, you cannot draw, you use like this. I think I've posted some examples on your task for this week. You can see how my drawing was. Really, really bad, just like this one. So it doesn't matter because it's just going to act as a guide for you. Okay, so don't worry if you cannot draw well. Oh yeah, lah, I might as well put up what the last semester student have drawn, so that you can gain inspiration from there. Right. So the elements of a storyboard. Just a quick one. I think by now you have understood what a storyboard is. But okay, a storyboard needs to have a frame by frame sequencing, box by box. I call it a box. Actually, it's a frame, frame by frame sequencing. And also in the frame, you need to specify the short description, about the movement, about the camera angles, and all other notes. Perhaps indoor shot, outdoor shot. Need to have bright lights, dim lights, whatever. Yeah. So you need to have the sequence and you need to have the description. This is another example. I will keep on giving you the examples of storyboards. You can use any of these to do your storyboard. And as you can see, this is even worse than the first one. This is just a stick figures, but it will do. It will do. So the story here, if you can read this together, the main person, the hero, is at their graduation ceremony. So after the graduation, these are all description, no script at all. After graduation, the graduate bags to go to Morocco for bestnya. The flight lands in Morocco, blah blah blah, is walking out of the airport, very excited. It just describes the feeling, No need to have a script yet, so that everyone is on the same page of what the story will be. So the graduate wants to have an authentic experience and go shopping. The graduate uses our app to translate from English to Arabic. Graduate makes a purchase. Oh, sampai kat situ je. Alright. So you can use storyboard. You can even Google some examples online. Doesn't matter. And what I want to share with you is that nowadays, okay, let's go out from here. Nowadays, you can use AI to do your storyboard. Alright. Ya, macam mana nak tolak ni? I always have this problem. Wait. Alright, so if you Google AI for storyboard, you will get a lot of videos telling you how to do it. But none of them is made in 2024 because, as you know, AI tech is going very, very fast. They might not have the latest one on YouTube yet, but I'm open to suggestion. If you found an AI solution that can help you to do your storyboard, then by all means you can use it. Because for this part of the course, I'm not looking for a perfect storyboard because all I ask is for you to be able to translate your idea, your story, into frame by frame sequence to be used as a guide for you to shoot your video. That's all. Right? You can use computer to do it. You can use your hand. You can use your phone. Doesn't matter. Right? Doesn't matter. And I'm just sharing with you that there are AI alternatives to do this. You can explore, no problem. But please bear in mind, I'm not looking for a perfect storyboard. All I want to do is for you to understand that storyboarding is important to be used as a guide for you to do your shooting and for you to create the final video. Yeah. Of course, you can change your storyboard, no issue. But what's important is that you understand that you need to have a storyboard for you and your team to be on the same page, right? Right. So for this week's task, I've uploaded the task. All I want, okay, let us go through the task together so that I can explain what I mean. Don't forget to do the other week's one, yeah? Right, storyboarding. All right. So I ask you to decide on a subject and story. Okay, it can be about your hobby, something you do, something you see, something you observe, something you join, something you think, whatever. All right. I don't really mind about the topic as long as it doesn't break the law. Okay, Malaysian law or the any other country's law. Okay. Talk about something simple. Talk about your phone. Why are phones always black? For example, I don't know. Yeah, up to you. And be creative. Right? So create a storyboard. By creating, you can do anything on paper, on your phone, on your iPhone, on your iPad. Those of you who have iPad, I know you have Procreate on it. You can use Procreate, no issue. Yeah. And just upload the graphics. Download the graphics from your Procreate as JPEG or PNG, and then upload back in this spectrum. Okay. Just a simple three scene minimum. The minimum is three scene, 3 frames. Yeah. You can use more, of course, six, nine, whatever, as long as you can tell the story in 3 parts. Okay. Optional if you can shoot the video straight away using just your smartphone and using your storyboard. Okay. And do not exceed 1 minute. I've actually created a video for this one, but I don't know where I put it. So once I found the link, I will put it up. Okay. So for this task, for this homework, I've shared with you two ideas. Uh, the first one is what I call the rain. Okay. The setup is that it rains again. So the conflict is that the second part, rain wets things, rain slows things, rain stops things, but that's okay. The resolution is that because the rain always stops for new life to start. Something like that lah. Okay, so this is my drawing. As you can see, I'm very bad at drawing. So even like this, I'm happy. Okay, because I want you to understand that storyboard is important. Okay, as long as you have 3 frames minimum, telling what to do. No, not telling what to do. Telling how the story goes, and some description here, and what you want to show. It rains again today. I want to show some raining. So rain wets things, and everything. So the conflict is that this boy looking out the window and looking very sad. Macam tu. Looking very sad because rain wets things. Rain stops things because when it's raining, you cannot go out. Kan? You cannot go out. So this boy looks sad. Alah, tak boleh keluar. Tak boleh pergi beraya. But that's okay. But that's okay. The resolution is that because the rain always stops. Yeah. For new life to start. Macam tu lah. You can be a bit philosophical about this. You can be sad, you can be happy, I don't mind. And yes, when editing, these words can appear at the center, or you can create a voiceover for that. You can write a script and then you can do voiceover. You can use your own voice or you can use AI voice, doesn't matter. As long as the final video tells your story, okay, in 3 parts, like this, 1, 2, 3. All right. Now, the second idea is more of a light-hearted kind of idea, okay, which I think is relatable to a lot of us now that we are not in fasting month, where the idea is that every day we always wonder what to eat lah, what to eat lah. So that's my idea. So the setup is that a shot of your tummy, your tummy grumbling, you're hungry, but you ask yourself, what to eat lah? You don't know the answer. So the conflict is that there are so many things to eat. So the video is about shots of food, and location of cafe. Yeah. And then another shot of your tummy, your tummy is still grumbling. you're getting more frustrated and hungrier. And then the resolution is that "Ding, ding," your best friend, the face of your best friend appears and says, let's go makan. Let's go makan nasi bujang. Nasi bujang, for those of you who doesn't know, is the cheapest food on campus. Okay, wherever you go, if you are low on money, you just go to any cafe and ask for nasi bujang. Okay, nasi bujang is the cheapest one. So the story is that actually any food also can, as long as you have it with your best friend. So that's the resolution. Okay, you're hungry, you don't know what to eat. There are so many choices, but then ding, your best friend appears, asking you to join him or her eating the cheapest food available, and it's okay. Yeah, because anything is fine as long as it's your best friend. So that's the story. It looks simple, yes, but remember there's a three parts to it. Yeah? Tummy grumbling, food, and then your friend appears. That's the resolution. Okay, that's the three part. So I'm looking forward to have your storyboards here. Maybe later today or tonight, I will share with you below what are the previous students' attempts at this. The ones that I find with good stories, you can use that as inspiration. All right. So that's it for today, which I'm covering the before part of shooting a video. Because the video, shooting a video, there are three parts to it: the before, the during, and the after. The before is about the making a storyboard. The during is about the shooting of the video with three camera movements. I will go through with you next week, I think. And the last one after the video is about editing. And I will share with you one software, I think, and also some basic techniques on how to edit a video. What needs to come first, what's in the middle, and what's at the end. Okay, so that your video feels complete. A lot of students' video looks okay, the technique is there, but the feeling is not complete because you are lacking certain elements in your video. So for the editing part, I will not teach you much on the creativity side. I will teach you the basic ones, and I will share with you what you need to have in your video, the words, where to put certain things, what needs to come first, things like that. Okay. And I leave it to you to study on your own about editing a video, because editing requires a lot of creativity, and a lot of practice. Just because you follow my tips here doesn't mean you will go back and create a fantastic video. Okay, you need to watch other people's video. You need to recreate other people's video. Only then you yourself can create a good video. All right. I will share with you what A roles mean and B roles mean, and also how to properly use stock videos. There are lots of stock videos online. Nowadays, we have AI stock videos where you can create videos using AI prompts. But that's quite advanced. I didn't expect you to use that. But what I will do is that I will share with you what good elements you need to have in producing a good interview video, a good short documentary of a video. Uh, yeah. So there you have it. So that's all for this week. I'm sharing with you why storyboard is important. Why at the minimum we have to have three parts, because this corresponds to the three act structure. Uh, and why you need to have it when producing your video. All right. By all means, you can use my idea here. You can edit this. I have no issue. This idea is it's not copyrighted. You can use this idea, no issue. You can change this easily. Where to go lah? You are on holiday, your semester break. You are international student. You don't know where to go. Where to go lah? You're confused about so many things are attractive in Malaysia. In KL lah, in Malacca lah, in Penang lah. but then your friend appears, hey, let's go to Pasar Malam. So it's the same thing. Doesn't matter. Yeah, you can use this structure and edit it to your story. No issue. All right. I just want to train you to look at everything in three parts. In your story, when you're telling your story, it always comes in three parts. Okay. So if you still have problems after your first assignment, to see things in three, let me know. Okay. You can come to me and we can have coffee together, and I will share with you how any story can be divided into three parts. Okay. There's always three parts to make it interesting. It can be short, the first part and the last part can be short, and most of your video is on the second part. It's okay. But you still have to have three parts to your video and to your story. It's always in three. All right. So that's all from me. I thought I'm a bit energetic. I'm afraid I'm still getting used with coming back to class on a Friday afternoon. Uh, I think it's because of the online class. Let me know if a lot of you would like to do a physical class. You'll do a physical class. Uh, Let me know also if you still prefer the online class like this. Yeah. Because physical class have a lot of advantage actually. You can see me, I can see you. You can ask me straight away. Because in online class, I understand that a lot of you are quite reserved in asking questions because I'm not there. And you cannot see the rest of your friends, how are they responding and so on. So it's quite difficult for you to ask questions in online class. But if you prefer online class, I'm okay. It's just that I think I prefer to do a physical class. Yeah. So let me know. All right. All right. So that's all from me. I think, is there anything else I want to share? Wait, I want to see your assignment. Just a quick reminder. Yeah, I put up all your assignments here. You've done assignment one. The second one is due in week 8, another 3 weeks time. But you can read the instruction now. And for the group assignment, you can read it already. So one of the tasks in which week? Week 10, I think, or week 9. I will ask you who you are going to interview so that I can comment on that, and what you want to ask him or her. All right. So that I can check on whether that will create a good story or not. Because I will share with you a basic structure of how you want to ask a lecturer about their research. Okay. Because when you just ask a researcher, a lecturer, okay, doctor, tell me a bit about your research. If you only ask that question, he or she will go from the beginning, right from the beginning until the very, very end, which might take you hours and hours and hours. When your video is only 5 minutes, okay? So I will guide you on the kind of questions that you can ask, and I will also guide you on what to put in, okay? Just because they tell a good story, good research story, doesn't mean that you have to include everything, because your video will only be for 5 minutes, okay? No one's watching longer videos, So actually, you have to be the one who needs to be creative in selecting which parts to put in your video, right? Okay, so that's all from me. Please be alert about your task, your weekly task. I have posted until week 6. Please do all of them. And in your free time, read all these notes that I've prepared. If there are any questions, you can always ask me on WhatsApp or on 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 email. Yeah, I prefer to use WhatsApp. Yeah, B rolls. I mentioned B rolls and A rolls just now. We have B rolls. Yeah, I like shooting B rolls. Yeah, this is where you use all your composition technique for your B rolls. All right. I've also included a new thing for this semester, which is called mobile journalism, Mojo. You can read up on that one. That's it. All right. So that's all from me. I will stop the recording now. Looking forward to have your submission for this week and also marking your assignment. I can see that some of you are not submitting your assignment, but I hope those are students who are dropping the class, which is fine. This is just a C course, uh, open to everyone. But if you think it's not for you, you can drop it by week 4, I think. Hopefully, those students who are not submitting the assignments are those who are dropping the class. Because if you don't submit your assignment and only relying on your group assignment, I'm afraid you cannot pass the subject. Okay, you need to submit all your assignment for in order for you to pass and get an A for this subject. Right? Okay, that's all from me. Thank you for your time. I will stop the recording now. Hope to see you next week and hope to see you physically also.